I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Want to sing it? I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, yeah. All right. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just what I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just what I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Hello, I'm Daniel. Nice to see you all. Greetings from faraway Orange County.
So, Mr. Daniel Namad is in the house.
Yeah, thanks, George.
He's going to be providing us. Jeff, I don't have a microphone, but is it on? Okay. He's going to be providing us some very special music this morning, and he is also going to be here this afternoon at 4:30 in the afternoon for a beautiful concert.
Anybody remember what a concert is? That would be people in a room listening to music. It's going to be very
we're
novel.
Really excited. We're going to do that again. Actually going to do that again.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you a little bit more about that when we get into the announcements, but we're so happy you're here. So let's give Daniel a hand. My name is George Melton, and I'm your host for this morning's Sunday celebration service here from our beautiful sanctuary in Palm Springs, California. We are streaming live on Facebook and on YouTube, so we're getting the message out this morning. If you look around, it's pretty obvious that we're decked out for the Christmas season. The sanctuary has got its finest array on. We've also almost 99% complete with our renovations. Well, they weren't actually renovations, they were restorations from the flooding that we had here a couple of months ago. So anybody who's been here in the last couple of months knows that we've sort of been operating in a construction zone. So new carpet on the floor. Yeah. New tile in the bathrooms, new paint on the walls. The office is refurbished, so things are looking really good. So I want to thank several people. First of all, I want to thank all of you who showed up on Friday night for the chili and decorating party to do all the decorations and trim the tree out front. So give yourself a hand. I want to thank everybody who was here last Sunday who stayed afterwards and helped clear this place out so the guys could come in and lay the carpet this week, so we would have it ready for you this morning. And let's see. I want to thank Mitch Alcorn. He's not here this morning, but Mitch really has been our guy on the ground, our liaison between the insurance companies and the construction companies and all the things that go with trying to get a project done, especially in this day and age where there's supply chain issues and a lot of issues trying to get people scheduled and working and so forth. So Thank you, Mitch. Thank you, everyone. So, Daniel's he's already up here, so I don't have to introduce him. I've already done that. He's going to lead us in a congregational song, perhaps teach us a little call and response, or we'll just let you do what you do. So, Mr. Daniel Ahmad.
Thank you. Yeah. All right. I believe I've sung this song here before, and if you don't remember it, make up your own words. It's what I do for a living. It's pretty fun. And but I will give you the words as we go. Here we go. I feel like it's going to be appropriate for the theme of the morning. A song called "Love Is My Decision," and it is not a song of mastering, deciding to be loving, because that would be unrealistic. It's a song of aspiring. It's a song of improving. It's a song of intending, if that makes sense. Nobody bats 1,000 on this. So as you sing it, maybe think for a second. I will do the same. Think for a second about some small area, some one relationship, one interaction, one opportunity to step in just a little bit more. Open up just a little bit more. Give a little bit more. Trust a little bit more. Here we go. Love is my decision. It's up to me. It's up to me to give of my heart, to give of my heart. Love is my decision. No one else. No one else can tell me to start, can tell me to start. And once I decide to change my mind, to change my mind, God will show me how. God will show me how. Love is my decision, my decision. My decision right here and now, right here and now. Love is my decision. It's up to me. It's up to me to stand on that bridge, to stand on that bridge. Love is my decision. No one else can make me forgive, can make me forgive. And once I decide to change my mind, to change my mind, God will show me how. God will show me how. Love is my decision. My decision right here and now, right here and now. One more time, here we go. Love is my decision. It's up to me. It's up to me to dance down that road, to dance down that road. Love is my decision. No one else can lighten my load, can lighten my load. And once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. God will show me how. Love is my decision. My decision. Right here and now. My decision. Right here and now.
Woo. I got a little choked up on that. I don't know if it's the beauty of the song or just the fact that we're singing together.
I know.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So, let me get my center back. So on behalf of Reverend Eunice and our Leadership Council, I want to welcome all of you who have come out to be with us in person, to all of you who are tuned in at home on YouTube or on Facebook. We're really glad that you're here with us. If you're here for the first time in person, if you'll raise your hand, our beautiful usher ladies here have a little packet we want to give you. It'll tell you a little bit about who we are as a community and as a teaching center. So just, there's a couple of ladies back here. And I think I saw a lady here. So welcome. We're so glad that you're here with us this morning. You picked a good Sunday to be here because we're going to have a lot of great music. And no matter where you are on your spiritual path, you're welcome here. So one other lady there. Great. Welcome. So let's continue the service by reciting our mission and vision statement. The words are on the screen behind me, so if you would read along with me. At CSL PS, we envision a world where oneness is, unity is lived, and reverence for all life is practiced, empowering us to thrive individually and collectively. And of course, we do this through the teachings of science of mind and spirit, and the practice of unconditional love. So we have a few things for you to be aware of this week. With the holidays coming, there's a lot of events that are going to be taking place here at the center, and you want to keep up with them. First of all, before we get into that, it's the first Sunday of the month, so you regulars, you know what that means, right? Birthday Sunday. So, will all you December babies please stand? We're going to serenade you with a little happy birthday song. Okay, hit it, Jeff.
Are we ready?
Yes.
Happy
birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Thank you, Daniel. So a lot of Sagittarius is in the house, huh? That's good. So join us this Wednesday evening at 6 p.m. for Wisdom Shares and Sacred Practices and an opportunity to heal your anger, shame, judgment, and resentment. If you have any of those or more, this will be facilitated by practitioner, writer, and hypnotherapist Peter Bedard. When we fail to deal with our negative emotions, they come out sideways, often as sadness, depression, anxiety, and disease. I can testify to that. In this condensed workshop, Peter will focus on a few processes for releasing and unsticking ourselves from these toxic and harmful emotions. It's time to let go and end 2021 in freedom. With an open heart, free from the pains of the past. So be with Peter on Wednesday night at 6:30 for his Wisdom Shares presentation. Then on Saturday, December 11th, that's this coming Saturday, join us for our annual center visioning. Now, most of you know that we vision each month for our center and for our own lives. This is a very special visioning because we're going to be looking at visioning for our annual theme, topics, and events that will come forth in 2020. So to make this very special, we're going to begin the morning. That's next 2022. You know.
You might mean 2020.
There is no time, right? I'm just living in the now.
Or the yesterday. Or the yesterday.
Or yesterday. We'll begin the morning at 8:30 a.m. with a breakfast, followed by our visioning beginning at 9 a.m. So let's get together and see what Spirit has for us to do as a center in 2022. So you're going to want to join us this afternoon at 4:30. Now, there's been some confusion about the time. We were a little off on our messaging. We're kind of like the CDC. We say one thing, and then we'd have to change it to something else. So the concert begins at 4:30 this afternoon.
An hour and a half, and just an easy hour and a half of music.
That's right.
No intermission, just songs.
I
think you'll enjoy it.
And you'll just spend the afternoon with Daniel Namad. Who could lose with that? This will be our first concert since the pandemic began. So it's a chance for all of you to come out and not only support Daniel, who's come all the way from LA to be with us this morning, but to support more live music here at the center, because without you and your participation, we can't make that happen. So come out and join us. Tickets are $25. I'm going to be back at that little table by the sound booth after service. We'll be selling advance tickets, and you'll also be able to buy tickets at the door. But it would be helpful if you bought them before you leave today, because sometimes the Wi-Fi doesn't work in the lobby, and then there's a whole thing about paying for the tickets. So buy them now. So invite your friends, show up at 4:30 for a very special musical treat. And so we have a number of other special events coming up that I'll give you more information on maybe next week. Jeff Kingfisher will lead a special sound bath for the winter solstice on Tuesday evening, December 21st. I know Mark Akamondo has something planned for New Year's Eve. Is that correct? Yes. And as many of you have been asking, we will have our traditional candlelight Christmas Eve service on Friday, December 24th, and we'll have more information for you about these things next week. You can also go to our website, cslps.org, or check out our e-newsletter and find out everything that you need to know. What I forgot to say is, because it's Birthday Sunday, after service, we're going to have a whole bunch of birthday cake in the cafe. I know that's always a lure for many of you. And we have a lot of chili and stuff from the party on Friday night. So there's a lot of, no? Oh. It's all. You told me there was a lot of chili. Did you eat it? Oh, you lied. Okay. Never mind, there's just birthday cake. Okay, so in just a couple of minutes, Reverend Michael Kukuru will be our guest speaker this morning, but before that happens, Tommy Jones will be on the platform giving our reading and our morning invocation. Roberta Alexander is holding high watch during today's service, so let's shift the mood. We've been very extroverted, and let's begin to turn our energy inward. So if you feel comfortable doing so, just uncross your arms and your legs if that feels good. Feel your feet on the floor. Allow the weight of your body just to rest on the chair that you're sitting on. And as we begin to relax and turn our attention inward, we take a deep collective breath together, breathing in the love that is in this room this morning into our hearts, allowing them to open and to soften and to become more receptive. And as we breathe out any tension, stress, or pain, any anxiety, fear, or worry, anything that would keep us from this present moment in which God is. God is. God is. And so as you find your natural rhythm of breath, we just allow the music to take us a little bit deeper.
I will leave this world as it is, go inside to find my God. I will leave this world as it is, go inside to find my God. Want to sing that with me? I will leave this world as it is, go inside to find my God. I will leave this world as it is, go inside to find my God. Inside there is peace, inside there is joy, inside there is more than enough. Inside there is peace, inside there is joy, inside there is sacred love. I will leave this day, I will leave this day as it is. Go inside to find my God. I will leave this day as it is. Go inside to find my God. Inside there is peace. Inside there is peace, joy. Inside there is joy, more than enough. Inside there is more than enough. Peace. Inside there is peace, joy. Inside there is joy, sacred love. Inside there is sacred love. I will leave this life as it is. I will leave this life as it is. Go inside to find my God. Once more. I will leave this life as it is. Go inside to find my God. Go inside. Go inside to find my God. I'll go inside to find my God.
Good morning. My name is Tommy Jones, and I am a practitioner here at the Center for Spiritual Living in Palm Springs. Today's reading is a poem by William Alexander Percy called Home. I have a need of silence and of stars. Too much is said too loudly. I am dazed. The silken sound of world infinity is lost in voices shouting to be heard. I once knew men as earnest and less shrill, an under-meaning that I caught, I miss. Among these ears that hear all sounds, save silence, these eyes that see so much, but not the sky, these minds that gain all knowledge, but no calm. If suddenly the desperate music ceased, could they return to life, or would they stand in dancers' attitudes, puzzled, polite, and strikingly, vaguely hand on tired hand, for an encore to fill the ghastly pause? I do not know. Some rhythm there may be. I cannot hear. But I must go. Back where the breakers of deep sunlight roll. Across flat fields that love and touch the sky. Back to the more of earth and the less of man. Where there is still plain simplicity and friendship pour in everything but love, and faith, unwise, unquestioned, but a star. Soon now the peace of summer will be there, with cloudy fire of myrtles in full bloom. Across the molten river one can see the misty willow green of Arcady. And then the summer stars. I will go home. Please take a moment to contemplate and to go deeply within. In this moment, in this very room, I invite you to be silent and to be still and to know that God is the source of all there is, and that each and every one of us is divinely appointed and divinely connected with the source of all there is. I want you to declare with me these words, these infamous words of Dorothy. There's no place like home. Click your heels together 3 times and say, there's no place like home. And that home is deep within us, that place where the Spirit dwells, where namaste exists, where if I go to that place within me and you go to that place within you, then we are one. Spirit has many, many houses of mansions, and each of us finds our way to those mansions when we allow ourselves to look inward. Today, with me, let's go home. Let's be in that place where we know God is and we are. I am so grateful to have you in my home today. I'm so grateful to see each and every one of you with your consciousness so firmly planted and rooted in spirit. I know today is unfolding as it should. I'm so, so grateful for each person here, especially Daniel. I love Daniel, especially the music he plays. I'm very grateful for Reverend Michael and the word that he is delivering today. I'm grateful for each person who is a part of the unfolding of this service. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And so as I release these words into law, let them go knowing they're finding their way home. So, with a very grateful heart, let's release them together by saying, and so it is. Amen, amen.
Happy Hanukkah, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, whatever you're doing. I have been lighting the candles for 7 nights now, having grown up in a Jewish home, a traditional Jewish home. I've been lighting the candles in a very untraditional way with my friends on Facebook Live. And I have a song to sing, and I think I'm going to make a medley that I never would have thought I'd ever make. With a little bit of my favorite Hanukkah song just for the holiday. Ma'oz tzur Yeshuati L'cha na'el l'shabeach Tikkun beit tefilati l'shan toda nizabeya li'etachin matbeya mitzuram nabeya az egmor b'shir mizmor Chanukah Mizbeach Az egmor b'shir mizmor Chanukah Mizbeach. I've been thinking about what motivates me to give a couple dollars to a stranger on the street, to hold the door, carry groceries, help a neighbor in need. When history repeats itself in headlines every day. Solutions are never big enough for problems that we face. As a man, as a dad, what difference can I make? 'Cause I know better than to think I'll be remembered for a favor or a quarter or a smile. Oh, but maybe before I return to sender, I can do one thing worthwhile. So I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to raise a kind child. Sure would help if our boy went and got an MBA and took care of his artist mom and dad in their old age. But let's face it, Wall Street probably isn't in his DNA. But when his first grade teacher said she wanted us to know, it's Jude who always comforts any kid who sits alone. There's just so much pride my heart can take. My retirement can wait. Cause I know better than to think I'll be remembered for a fortune or a pension or a prize. Oh, but maybe before I return to sender, I'll have done one thing worthwhile. So I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to raise a kind child. I don't want him to think the world is his to save. That's too much pressure anyway, it can't be done. I don't want him to think he has to be a saint, 'cause the truth is saints don't have any fun. Mostly I just hope my boy you'll come to understand. No 401k or GPA can make a happy man. It's having roots, doing good, helping out where you can. So put down roots, do some good, take somebody's hand. And you'll know better than most what really matters, what makes living this life worthwhile. And there may come a day your own kids will remember how their granddad used to say with a smile that he raised. We raised a kind child.
Welcome home. I love the last line of that poem, which Tommy read. And then the stars of August, and I will be home. The home of knowing that love is our decision. And Plato said this: part of loving ourselves is coming to know ourselves. And one thing I know about myself, and my husband reminded me last night when I was writing this talk, I am Italian. And while you can take the Italian out of his country, you cannot take the Italian out of the boy. And so I was writing this talk with my hands dancing on the keyboard and dancing in the air and pounding on the table and pounding on my hearts, and it was coming alive. And I was reminded of a story from Speaker One, Ministerial, Reverend Christian Sorensen, Seaside. 5-6 years ago, I was beginning ministerial studies, and the class gave us notes after our first talk. And I got the same note from about 10 or 12 students who were present, and they said, "Michael, you use your hands a lot." And Christian Sorensen said to the class, "Michael's Italian. Of course he uses his hands. We're going to be able to teach him to give a talk, to understand Bible history, to be present. We will never be able to teach him not to use his hands when he talks. It's part of who Michael is." And so as I came to know myself, and as my husband recognized it last night with hands all over, I came to realize that what's important to me in coming home, what's important to me in coming home is that I come home to loving myself just the way I am. And there's a song that says, "I love myself the way I am. There's nothing I need to change. I love myself the way I am. There's nothing to rearrange. I love myself. I'm beautiful. I love myself just the way I am." And so I will still my hands for a moment, as long as I possibly can. And I will ask you to still your heart. If I can still my hands, you can still your heart. And to still your mind. And to still your breath. And I invite you to open your arms as wide as you can without hitting the person next to you. And to slowly and gently and consciously hug yourself. And to say to yourself, "I love myself just the way I am." Welcome home. Mae West said, where's Reverend Eunice? I'm looking for an expression here. I think she's worried. Mae West said, "Goodness has no," there go the hands, "goodness has nothing to do with it." Yet Ernest Holmes affirms this: goodness has everything to do with it. Goodness has everything to do with it. Science of Mind teaches of the goodness of a greater power. A power of goodness, of light, and of life, and of love, ever unfolding to a greater good. This quote is from the Science of Mind text, and it speaks to that greater good. Everywhere present, everywhere knowing, and everywhere powerful. We have within us a power that is greater than anything we shall ever contact on the outer. A power that can overcome every obstacle in our life. And it can set us safe and satisfied and at peace. I'll have what she's having. Set us safe and satisfied and at peace. Healed and prosperous in a new light and in a new life. You know, 'tis the season of light, of love, and life. It is the season of the lighting of the menorah candles. 'Tis the season of keeping the light of the wisdom tree of Bodhi alive and burning brightly. And 'tis the season of we three kings of Orient are in the more fundamental traditions. We three kings of Orient are, bearing gifts we traverse afar, westward leading, still proceeding, guide us. Guide us. Guide us to thy perfect light. Science of Mind guides us to that perfect light within us. It reminds us to open that light, to unshutter that light, to radiate that light from within to without, to the all of the world and to the all of the worlds beyond. And Emerson says the stars in the sky are one with the stars in our eyes. Oh, in the summer stars of August, and I am home. You know, 'tis the season of love, of knowing beyond knowing. We can go home again for the holidays. Who said you can't go home? Who said it? And why did we ever believe it, if we did? You can go home for the holidays. For a life takes us to many, many, many unexpected places. With those unexpected twists and topsy-turvy turns, and those hang-on-for-your-life scary moments. How many have been there? How many have been there? I've been there with you. I've been there with you. Just keep moving. And while we're there in those twisty turns, the light of love always brings us home. It always brings us home to the light and the truth of who and whose we are and what is ours to do. And I like to see the word light. We're talking about light today. We're talking about light today. I like to see the word light as the acronym. And this is Science of Mind in a nutshell, and it got me through my panels. L-I-G-H-T, light is God's healing truth. That light energy is the healing truth, the spirit. It's within us, it's without us. It is up to us to radiate it, to embrace it, to express it, and to be it, sometimes with our hands. You know, first night when I decided to become a minister, I shared it with my mother, and she said, "You're far too old to become a minister." And I heard Dr. Tom Costa. How many people here ever heard Dr. Tom Costa were in his presence? His presence is here today, I want you to know. He said, "Don't let age be your cage." And I didn't. And so the first night of ministerial school, I asked, what's the most important book we need for ministry studies? Science of Mind text? No. Holy Bible? No. What in the world is the most important book we need for ministerial studies? And the answer came clearly back. Clearly back. Your checkbook was the reply. Truer words have never been spoken. You can ask my husband after service. The question I invite us to ask today is, how do we make welcome the light? How do we make welcome the light? The essence of many of our spiritual teachings answer by saying we become the light. We become the light by the sharing of our light with others. We become it by sharing it. That which we give away returns to us multifold. When we share our light, it does not dim, it brightens, it emboldens, it empowers, it embellishes. It embraces the all of this world, the worlds beyond, the universes beyond, the universe we know. We become the light. Become the light of the stars and the heavens and the galaxies. The stars and the heavens of the galaxies within. And I like to see this image. These words bring up this image for me. As candle is to wick is to flame, so is our love to the light of the world. Albert Schweitzer said this of the light of love. At times, our own light goes out, and it is rekindled by a spark from another. Each of us has cause. We like to say in Science of Mind, be cause, be the cause. We each have cause to be the cause. Each of us has cause to think with deep gratitude of those who have lighted the flame within us. I invite you to take a moment and think of those people, past, present, and future in your life, who helped keep the flame of love and light and truth alive in you. Many faces here have done that for me, and I am in gratitude. I invite us to say together this affirmation now aloud. I'll say it first. I invite you to say it with me. I am the light.
I am the light.
You are the light.
You are the light.
We are the light of this world.
We are the light of this world.
You know, my talk title is Spiritual Lumières, and it's about becoming the emissaries of the light of love, the emissaries of the embassy of as in heaven, as one with the heart of, as on earth, as one with the heart of heaven. I smile in recognition as I wrote this talk that the words earth and heart are spelled with the same letters. I'd not realized that before, and it came to me that synchronicity is God's way of remaining anonymous. Always there, always present, always showing us his love and light. Synchronicity. The light of truth that while we are a people of many faces, from many places and of many faiths, there is one infinite light of love. One, which weaves its way through the fundamental teachings, the metaphysical teachings, and the mystical teachings. Science of mind honors Christ consciousness. Not so much the man as the consciousness, the Christ consciousness of love. We don't want to give we choose not to give our power away to another, to a God in the throne on heaven, to someone else. We claim that power. We reclaim that power. We affirm that power within us. It's not without of us. And so we affirm that ever-expanding Christ consciousness. We embrace the mystical teachings of the Kabbalah. I love the Kabbalah. Got to study it in Bible history. Oh, I love the Kabbalah. And we get to embrace the Bodhi wisdom teaching tradition. We are open at the top. We are open to all. Genesis speaks of the light of love. In the beginning, there was the Word, and the Word was God, and God was love. And therefore, in the beginning was the light of love. The Kabbalah, the Jewish mystical tradition, shares a divine sparks of light, which infuse everything and everyone and everywhere. It shares two of the Shamash. Jeff and I were talking about the Shamash. I asked him how to pronounce it today. The Shamash is the ninth candle in the menorah. Daniel was speaking about lighting candles and keeping the light of faith alive. It's the ninth candle. It's the candle that lights all the others. The Kabash, science of mind, all religions invite us to become the Shamash. Become the Shamash that lights the candles. You know, the Kabbalah says the temple, as well as our toasters, it's where these sparks of divine light are found. For when we bake bread, make bread and bake bread and break bread together, we're opening up those divine sparks of the infinite, and we're speeding our soul as well as our body. Bodhi is the tradition of the divine wisdom of light. We keep that alive. It's a Sanskrit term meaning enlightenment, and I like to see the word enlightenment as in the light, in the moment. Nowhere to go, nowhere to look, right here now. Rumi shares of the light of love. In your light, and in your light, and in your light, and in your light, I learn to love. How many people remember the TV commercial, "We'll keep the light on for you"? It was for a hotel chain, yeah. We do our best to keep the lights on for you here. My dad always kept the light on for me. When I was 2 years old and we moved to a new house across the street, he bought a nightlight and put it in the hall because I had my own room to keep the door cracked open so I could see that light in the hall because I was afraid. And he kept the light on for me. He bought me a nightlight, put it in the hall. When I was 7, he put a light on the handlebars of my bike so that I could ride late in the August summer evenings under the stars and be safe and find my way home. He put a light on the handlebars of my bike. When I was 11, I went boating. We had a summer cottage and a small boat, and I loved after dinner to go, oh man, in the gloaming, in the evening as the dusk was falling, oh man, did I want to go out on that boat. Oh man, did it become one with spirit. Oh man, did it become one with the stars. But I would come late. And so there were floodlights on the house. And as I would round buoy number 12 on out of Paradise Point, he would flash those floodlights and say, welcome home. And I could feel his energy. I could feel his love. I could feel those floodlights flashing his love. He was always there, lighting the candle. And I left for the AIDS life cycle to ride 567 miles in 6 days from San Francisco to Los Angeles to share the light of memory of those who are no longer here. Been a long 2 or 3 decades, but I made the commitment to do this, and I do my best to keep my word. My parents were here on vacation. They chose to stay an extra week as I left for the AIDS life cycle, so they would be here to welcome me home. They kept the light on for me. We keep the light on within ourselves so that we can keep it on for others. You know, we had a candlelight ceremony that night, And there were 2,500 riders and 1,500 roadies who supported us. And we invited guests. The only time we were allowed to have guests in the life cycle, we met on the Santa Barbara beach at dark. 7,000 people, and we had candles. And we lit those candles, and we sent them out on the water with an offshore breeze blowing them out. And those lights vanished into the night, into that infinite horizon. The stars in the sky became brighter. I stayed for hours and hours after everyone was left to be with those stars, to be with that presence, to be with that light energy. My mother made her transition 3 years ago, December 31, and I often smile at her timing. Out with the old and in with the new. December 31, new year, out with the old, in with the new. If you knew my mother, she was Italian. If you know you're Italian, you move your hands, and you never miss an opportunity to leave a message. You know, as our talks grew deeper and deeper, home speaks of deep calling unto deep. In her final days and nights, she asked me several times if I believed there was a light at the end of the tunnel. And here's what I shared, and here's what I believe today. And I can say in some ways I've experienced that I am one with it. And then there's that questioning, and that's okay because we live in the question. A greater answer comes to us. But I shared this. What I believed, and I still do, is that the light at the end of the tunnel is our own light. It's our own light shining back upon us. Very much the way as a railroad locomotive goes around a circle and it catches the rear end of the caboose with reflectors, and the headlight of the engine catches the reflectors on the boost, and it becomes one. Beginning and end is one. No beginning, no end. Continuous. Life is continuous, immortal, continuous. That's what I think about the light. In ministry and practitioner training, it said the gift we give is the gift of giving the person back to themselves. And as we do, as we come to know ourselves as the light of love, others come to know themselves as the light of love in our mere presence. And as you come to know it, and I come to know it, then we come to be it. And that's what this talk is about. Stephen Sondheim was a spiritual lumiere. He made welcome the light of his love in his life, and making welcome of the sharing of the muses of music, the magic of lyrics, and the mystical tales of his stories. That's religion, isn't it? That's science, tales and music and dance. My favorite Sondheim musical was the play Company. My favorite song was the song Being Alive, with lyrics edited, but as follows. Someone to hold you too close. Someone to need you too much. Someone to know you too well. Someone to see you and be with you and hear you and love you. Someone you have to let in. Someone whose feelings you spare. Someone who, like it or not, will want you to share a little, a lot. Someone to crowd you with love. Someone to force you to care. Someone to make you come through. Someone who will always be there. As we become spiritual luminaires and opening the sharing of our love and light, we receive the love and light of others, and we truly become more fully alive. As we end this talk, I invite us to affirm together, I am the light. You are the light. We are the light of this world. Be well. Stay conscious. Namaste. And so, as I will pray us out and honor our time commitment, I will say, God is, I am, all is well, thank you, and so it is.
Man, you can always feel when somebody's heart is in it, can't you? Yeah, beautiful job. That's the first time you've given a talk here on a Sunday morning?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, beautiful job. For what it's worth, and I mean it as a compliment, I could think of about 20 songs that I could sing after that talk. you spurred a lot of thoughts and a lot of feelings. Really beautiful. I do have one more song to sing, and this is the one I've landed on. I have had, I could get emotional thinking about it too, but the last almost 2 years I've had quite an extraordinary experience in my home in Orange County, where I, like many people, was summarily and absolutely laid off of all work that I would normally do. And I made two quick decisions. One is that I was going to dive into home renovations that I was totally unqualified to do. We had just moved into a serious fixer-upper, just on the border of fixer-upper and teardown. And I decided if I couldn't bring in income, I could add value to the home in ways that I had no business doing. So I risked my life, fell through a ceiling, lost a fingernail, blew out a knee, did all kinds of things. Insulation and drywall and ceilings and floors and sledgehammers, and it was insane. There is still, I'm not kidding, a Danny-shaped hole in the ceiling in the kitchen where I fell through. My only suggestion to you is don't even try electric, plumbing, or walking on joists above your kitchen. Just don't do it. Just don't do it. Whatever they ask to be paid, pay them. Anyway, but the other decision I made was to start performing live on Facebook. I make songs that are exactly what your intention was today. I write my songs, and I can't even explain why I do it, but truly, I have some hint now over the years. But I write songs to make the world. This is not to sound grand. I can't actually stop it. It's compulsive. It's very inconvenient and expensive. But I write songs to make the world a little bit of a kinder place, add just a little bit of peace of mind, a little bit of connection, a little bit of empathy, a little bit of self-acceptance. So there I was, laid off from a moment when humankind was just about at peak fear, and I was prevented from doing what I most need to do with my music. And God bless one of the worst corporations in the world, Facebook, for allowing me to go online live and sing my songs for people who would benefit from them. And we're looking for them. Not millions, thousands. And what I didn't expect, I didn't expect for it to be so beautiful an experience. And I'm still doing it. Every Monday night at concert, that's why I did the Hanukkah candles I'm lighting for this same, whoever feels like logging in, you know. But I also didn't expect the generosity of so many people around the world who sent my family checks. And it kept the mortgage paid, and it kept milk in the fridge. And for our little boy, Jude, who I already sang about, who's really struggled these last 2 years with being lonely and bored, no school, no parks, no parties, no play dates, no kids on the street, just everybody gone. He hasn't seen his teacher's face in person in 2 years, if you can imagine. He was able to go to camp because of those gifts, right? I've cried multiple times looking in the camera on my Facebook shows, trying to say thank you in an adequate way. It's been just literally unbelievable, like a rolling miracle in the Nahmod house that my wife and I still shake our heads about. So for those of you who have been a part of that, by the way, any of you who have been, I cannot thank you enough. And this afternoon, I have some new songs to share with you, possibly an unfinished song or two, just to see how they go. And then a whole bunch of quote-unquote older songs, 25 years now of making records, 23 or 24 albums. Got a lot of songs to sing. I'll take requests if you have them. Like I said, 90 minutes flat, I expect, I think. Anyway, and last thing I'll say is out at my table, if you see CDs, yes, those are mine. And if you see a USB drive and you don't know what that is, you don't want it. Don't even ask, right? If you don't know what it is. But if you do know what if you do know what a USB drive is, you want a lot of music, either to give as a gift or because it's 13 of my inspirational records on one little credit card size thing with lyrics and so on. That's what's on the table, on half of the table. The other half of the table is the really special stuff, and that is my wife's. My wife is a self-taught stay-at-home mom and silversmith, and her jewelry is beautiful, and she is absolutely incapable and unwilling to stand behind a table in front of strangers. If you are an introvert, that's her, and she just won't do it. But a few years ago, I started traveling with a few pieces of her jewelry, and she just did a Christmas, a little boutique, very little, a few people. So I have some beautiful jewelry, and it's a sales pitch, or you just want to look at things that my wife makes. It's beautiful objects, and they're not cheap. They're solid silver, and she works as hard as I do on my music. But that's why there are so many shiny objects on my table that I'm more proud of, honestly, than I am of my own music, because of what it means to her and how much of herself she puts into them. So here is a song that I, among many of mine that intend to do this, here's a song intended to shine a little bit of light. That's why it came to mind. And I'll share this with you and then get off the stage because I'm talking too much. And I hope to see you today at 4:30. For every hill there is a valley. For every winter, the promise of spring. For your heartache, there will be healing, though it's not easy remembering. For every tear, there's comfort, I promise. For every midnight, the deep breath of dawn. But in the darkness, no one can blame us for wondering how everything went so wrong. For wondering when the lights will come back on. What if the sky is always blue, just beyond the clouds? What if the only thing to do is live this life out loud? 'Cause it's gonna hurt sometimes, no matter what we do. Never mind the doubts, 'cause just beyond our view, I believe the sky is always blue. Here we go again. The headlines are screaming fear and division, diminished returns. But even in these dark days, let's keep on believing that the sun still brightly burns. Maybe that's what we are here to learn. What if the sky is always blue, just beyond the clouds? If this is only an illusion, we can live this life right now, 'cause it's gonna hurt sometimes. No matter what we do, never mind the doubts, 'cause just beyond our view, I believe the sky is always blue. 'Cause it's gonna hurt sometimes, though we might know the truth. Never mind the doubts. Forget about those clouds. 'Cause just beyond our view, I believe the sky is always blue.
Good morning, beloveds. Oh, my goodness, you're all so beautiful. I forget I don't have a mic on. I just want to say thank you, Daniel, again. Daniel and I go back to when he was just a little pumpkin before he was married or even knew his wife. In the late 90s, I used to have him come back to Dayton, Ohio. He came back many times, and I have just loved him. I think you visited every center I've been in over the years. So wonderful to have you back home. So thank you. And Michael, boy, I'm a proud mama. Man, you are awesome. Awesome, awesome. Thank you. You fed us today. You fed me. That was beautiful. And I asked Steve, Steve is our treasurer, but he also anchors the consciousness of prosperity. And even though our Prosperity Now is officially closed, we did have one last tally to give you. Such great news, and I think he should be the one to announce it.
Well, it is great to see everybody, and thank you so much, everybody who participated in Prosperity Now. And I just want to confess before I go full on that I'm a procrastinator, and I really like a deadline because I need that final moment there, and sometimes a few days beyond. And I told you last week that we were so close to making our goal, and I knew that we were going to make it. And on Monday, Margie sent me an email, and she said, "Oh, we're even closer. Our goal was $95,000, and we were at $94,500. And I was like, "Oh, we're so close." And then, of course, the carpet came in this week, and the office was closed, and so we kept waiting and waiting, and just so close, so close, so close. It was a lot like Christmas Eve. And then on Friday afternoon, I came over here, and everybody had set up the Christmas trees, and we had new carpet, and the whole place looked beautiful. And Margie said, "Oh, Steve, I want you to come to the office." And she said, "You know, we had a few late pledges come in this week. And thanks to everyone here, thank you so much. We exceeded our goal, and we raised $100,000 for Prosperity Now." So thank you all so much. Yes, give yourselves a hand. Well done. And looking forward to more and more good stuff around here. It's so nice to see a full place, and I hope we see everyone back again at 4:30 for Daniel's concert.
And thank you, Steve. He was a wonderful chair of our Prosperity Now program this year. So thank you, and thank you, everyone. And I'm so glad we exceeded our goal because Well, our insurance company, we are so blessed that they're paying for a big chunk. There's still, several thousand that it doesn't totally match up, and we have to fork it over. So praise God. God always provides. Yes? Okay, in that gratitude, let's just bless our amount that we're going to share. Remembering it never is about the amount you give, it's the consciousness you give from, because consciousness creates. So let us just anchor this consciousness by saying after me, divine love, in and through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, all that I receive, and all that I circulate. Thank you, God, as me. All right, may I have the ushers? And okay. And I'm going to, since we're running out of time, we are a little bit over, I'm going to ask George just to come up and we'll just jump to the peace song.
Okay. So thank you, Michael, for that beautiful, beautiful message. Thank you, Daniel, for the incredible live music. It really touched my heart the whole morning. I was fighting back tears.
I know, I love it.
So thanks for all of you who helped decorate the sanctuary. Just want to remind you that prayer with the practitioner is available for you in the chapel immediately after the service. So that's a good place to get prayed up for the week. There's birthday cake in the chapel, and I will be hawking tickets at that little table in the back. So it's a good time to get your tickets in advance. And Daniel will be out front with his table of music and the beautiful jewelry that his wife made. So
it's Christmas shopping season.
That's right. That's right. It's time to get the circulation going.
And I'm always a recipient. Okay. My Christmas presents are out
a nice
there.
necklace there on would be beautiful on that one.
Yeah.
Diamonds, maybe. Okay, let's all stand together. We're going to end this service by repeating our closing affirmation. We have the words on the screen behind me. I am at home in the heart of God. My life is anchored in truth. I live in the consciousness of peace. I can never be separate from my source. I am living love. Hallelujah. Amen. So if you feel comfortable, take the hand of the person next to you as we close with the peace song.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as our power, united all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
One power, one power, one power, one power, one power, one power. There's one power invisible, and you see it everywhere and every day. One power indescribable, and you speak of it with every word you say. Mysterious until you know the truth, as simple as the love inside of you. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Buddha, Baha'u'llah, angels' wings or heaven's door. But whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? It's the power of the love in you and me. One power, one power, one power, one power. We speak so many languages, different clothing, different colors, different names. The different is only dangerous when we forget that in the heart we're all the same. And we'll remember once we close our eyes to see that such distances were never meant to be. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Buddha, Baha'u'llah, Hashem or heaven's door. It's Muhammad, it's your mind, it's your soul, or it's your sign. It's the universe, it's music, Mother Earth or Father Time. But whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? Whatever name you give it, it's the very air we breathe. Oh, it's the power of the love in you and me. One power, oh, one power is what we are. One power, one power. It's the moment of creation. It's an everlasting peace. It's the freedom of forgiveness. It's the sweetness of release. It's the joy of inspiration. It's the sunshine on your face. It's the birthright of all nations. It's the boundlessness of space. It's the beauty of a baby, the serenity of sleep. It's the